Be cool, be kind, be classy. The cupcakes are sweet and sexy. Have fun and enjoy the journey. Or just have a good attorney. No big whoop, no biggie. She lives near New York City. And not just a YouTube show. When you know, you better grab a straw. Learn about the law. It's cool here in the shade. Sipping motions of lemonade. Cool heads will prevail. Kindness will never fail. Be classy and vastly wise. Oh, Melanie Little is going live. Oh no, where is Melanie? Follow the island's melody. There's a concert within reach. No surprise, she's at Jones Beach. She heard some music far away. Captain Jack Stack Harbor Bay. He sings and his piano plays. Not all sounds are waterways. Speaking Yiddish or Latin, it's not just for Manhattan. It's for Goethe and Machegas. Ridiculous that insanus. Oy vey, Marcus. Pro said, that's for schmucks. Be cool, be kind, be classy. My cupcakes sweet and sassy. And not just a YouTube show. When you know. Cool heads will prevail. Kindness will never fail. Be classy and vastly wise. Melanie Little is going live.
Hello, my friends, and happy Monday. It's just another manic Monday. Today is Monday, June 22nd, 2026. And boy, if you weren't here with us on Saturday night, did we have a good time? Did we have a good time on Saturday night? It was so much fun. I think I was on the air until something like 1:30 a.m. Eastern because we had so much fun learning about the history of the rubber duck. Look at the cute little prop that I got. I went to a farm yesterday to buy some like jelly and jam and fruit and stuff, and they had this cutest little duck. It's a little finger puppet. Look, and you can't hear it, but it makes a little squeaking noise. This will be our prop for every time we're talking about something so stupid that it strains credulity. How great is this little duck? I love it so much. I love it so much. Today we're heading back to Plymouth Superior Court for the follow-up hearing in the O'Keefe versus Reed matter. Remember, we were there last week, and James Tuxbury, Jimbo Tuxbury, came in for Colin Albert and said, Your Honor, Colin Albert can't possibly come to a deposition for the defendant Karen Reed's team because he is now in preschool for boot camp. And that's where he is. First, he said he was in boot camp. Then later on, it came out that he wasn't really in boot camp yet. I think he was in like the 3-week preschool before he can go to boot camp, because apparently you have to do that if you don't pass muster in some area of, as such, the armed forces. Like, I don't really know, but that's apparently what it is. And they were told to report back today at 3 p.m. to give some dates when Colin Albert could be here. And Tuxbury said, well, no, Your Honor, he can't come back until at least the fall. And Judge Gildea said, that's not happening. That's not happening. There's also a lot of hubbub last week because when CBS Boston went live with the hearing last week, apparently they cut off like the first 12 or 13 minutes, like they didn't start on time. And so everyone, on the other side of the aisle there who thinks that Jon O'Keefe got hit by a car and that Jon O'Keefe was killed by Karen Reed drunk driving in her car, those people thought it was a grand conspiracy by not only CBS Boston, but also all of the YouTubers that covered the Karen Reed case, that it was intentional that first part of the hearing was not shown because in their mind, Judge Gildea spanked Aaron Rosenberg and told him to stop pandering to the media. But that's just where the video started, because you were here with me. We covered it live. But before we go there, because it's supposed to start at 3 p.m., who knows if they'll start it on time, let's talk about our motivational quote of the day. And this one's really deep. You might have to think about it for a moment. Although you are the smartest chat on the internet, you haven't been brainwashed by Turtleboy. I promise you. You're really wicked smart. You made all those determinations on your own through reading court papers, watching 2 trials, and, all kinds of other things and stuff that you did behind the scenes with your Alice in Wonderland rabbit hole like I do. Here we go. Today's quote of the day. Actually, this is Sunday's quote of the day, but it's I'll pull up Mondays after. But we didn't do a show yesterday because Monday, we actually went into Monday morning, but we didn't read the quote. Okay, so here's Sunday, June 21st. And this is a quote from Stephen Covey, Covey. When one side benefits more than the other, that's a win-lose situation. To the winner, it might look like success for a while, but in the long run, it breeds resentment and distrust. Dun, dun, dun. Want to hear that again? Yeah, it's really deep. You got to think about it. When one side benefits more than the other, that's a win-lose situation. To the winner, it might look like success for a while, but in the long run, it breeds resentment and distrust. Wow, there it is. There it is. I don't know. It's not focusing. Focus. You can trust me on it. All right. And then I guess I got to pull today's quote of the day, which is June 22nd. Steve Jobs said, "Innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower." Innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower. Decide which one you want to be. There you go. Right. Winners focus on winning. Losers focus on winners. That is still my favorite motivational quote of the day. Where's the affirmations? Okay. Affirmation for a badass. Here we go. But before we go to the affirmation from a badass, we have to say happy retirement to Ethel. Ethel's retiring today. Thank you, Westgate25, for your super chat. Says, please wish my coworker and friend Ethel a happy retirement. She's a cupcake too, and she introduced me to your channel during trial too. Well, Ethel, you've got really great taste. You also have really great friends. Happy retirement. I hope you enjoy every minute of it. I don't know. Do it, whatever it is that you like. Do more of it. Travel, play golf, whatever it is that you like. Just hang outside, enjoy nature. Do all the things that you never got to do while you were working your ass off for however many years it is that you worked. Work is overrated. Nobody ever dies. Nobody ever says on their deathbed, oh, wish I would have worked more. I really wish I would have worked more. Really wish I would have put in more time at the office. Happy retirement to Ethel. All right, here's our badass affirmations. Let's check it out. Do all the things, Ethel. Buy the tickets. Buy the tickets. Do all the things. Do it all. Here we go. I will stop breaking myself into pieces to serve others. I will stay whole and let them effing choke. What? I love it. I love that one. Hold on. Let me put these away before I read it again. Let me. All right. Well, disorganization is my highest, my best skill. I'm best at disorganization. Here it is. Today's your badass affirmation. I will stop breaking myself into pieces to serve others. I will stay whole and let them effing choke. Let them choke, babies. Let them choke. There it is. Women, take note, somebody said. Shoujo's grave concerns. Another great one. Here's something else that hit the docket this morning. Remember on Saturday night when we were laughing our asses off? We read the opposition from the House defendants. The Hos defendants opposed Karen Reed's motion to amend her opposition to their motion to dismiss because of anti-SLAPP, because they couldn't attach the grand jury testimony of Nicole Albert and Brian Albert because they didn't get special permission. And instead, they just wanted to tell the court to just look at another exhibit. And the Hos defendant said, no, that's not fair. No. Well, Judge Denise Casper in the federal court has issued her order, and this is her order. Oops. Having considered plaintiff's motion to amend its opposition, and remember, Karen Reed is the plaintiff in that case. I know it's hella confusing. Having considered plaintiff's motion to amend its opposition and defendant's opposition to the motion, the court allows the motion, and the court will consider the amended opposition and affidavit 81-1 and 81-2 instead of 74-1 and 74-2, and the resolution of defendant's pending motion to dismiss. However, the court, gives defendants leave to file a supplement to their reply, not to exceed 5 pages. to address the substance of plaintiff's amendment and must file any such filing by June 28th, 2026. So Karen won that motion to amend her opposition. The defendants have until June 28th to reply, but I feel like their opposition to the motion was also a reply because they said everything they needed to say. And so that's it. Karen wins, they lose, you get nothing. Good day, sir. And we are waiting for CBS to come on the air, and hopefully they'll get the whole thing this time, but you never know. So we'll just wait. Oh, there's a nice picture of Karen and Liza Little, David Yannetti, and Bob Alessi. And so we'll see. We'll see if Tuxbury comes back with a whole nother abada, or if he comes back with some dates that Colin Albert can come back from his preschool and or his boot camp to do his real deposition in front of the real attorneys who initially noticed it in the first place. You don't just get to decide when your deposition is going to be and then just show up, arms a swinging without any of the papers or documents that you were asked to bring, and then just do it with the plaintiff's lawyer when the plaintiff's lawyer, Diller, never even noticed a deposition for Colin Albert to begin with until he realized Chaz Waters was going to be out of town on 2 certain days and then scheduled it for one of those certain days. And the judge said to Mr. Rosenberg, he's like, well, if that it was a problem, why didn't you come to me? Why didn't you file a motion? And Tuxbury was like, well, because I didn't really, not Tuxbury, Aaron Rosenberg said, because I didn't really want to waste the court's time with this. And the court was like, come to me. Come to me. I'm here for you. I'm here for you. Oh, please. And so that's it. We're just going to wait for court to start. Thoughts, questions, comments, concerns. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Thanks on top for your super sticker. And Helena said, what the duck? That's a cute duck and duckling. Isn't it so cute? So cute. Long Island in the summer is a very nice place to be. Lots of farm stands. They sell fruits and vegetables and pies and jellies and jams and flowers and little things like this ducky. How many of you were blown away by the rubber duck gate of Richard Schiffer that we got into on Saturday night? Did you? I mean, it was real. It was real, but it didn't feel real. It was so weird. Andrew Gray Bill says Colin Albert and his lawyer wanted to get the fake May 28th deposition finished before he enlisted in the Army so he could tell the Army that he already sat for a deposition and that he didn't have anything pending. Oh, that's an interesting thought. I didn't think of that. It's kind of unclear, how long that deposition was. The affidavit of Colin Albert that was attached was kind of weird. It said that Allie McCabe was his cousin, and we know that Allie's not his cousin, so that was weird. We don't know how long it was. We do know that Diller, I think, was there and did some questioning, and the attorney for CF McCarthy's in Waterfall. One of them was on Zoom. One of them was in the room. One of them didn't ask any questions. One of them did. I don't know. Thanks, Aline, for your very generous 100 through Venmo. She says, you make my effing day. Every time you grace the tubes of you. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I got tickled at you saying you don't get to come in here arms a swinging. That's one thing my parents taught me always. Don't ever show up to somebody's house arms a swinging. You bring something. Bring something. Bring a bottle of something, bring a pie, bring a cake, bring desserts. You don't show up arms a swinging. Am I the only one who's ever heard that term before? Thank you, Andrew. I think you did when you're, enlisting, you do have to sign paperwork that you have no legal matters pending. I don't know if it's criminal. I don't know if it's civil. There's a lot of stuff going around. People are sending me all kinds of things. I'm just, I can't take a position one way or another unless I can vet it for myself. So I really don't know what the real answer is, but if his paperwork ever shows up, I guess if it's a problem, we'll probably find out about it in some court filings. But no more pandering to social media, whatever you do. Resilient Speak says Melanie is Casper. Matthew Farwell's judge as well. I don't know. I know that she's a judge. She was the judge that was guarding Proctor's federal materials. And she was the judge that they had to go to in Karen Reed's case anytime they wanted to unseal any of the TUI documents. She may be, that's why the name is familiar. And so I don't recall. Anybody knows, like, with 100% certainty, let me know. Those of you who have actually been to court and have seen Judge Casper, for example, Emily C. has been to court in Farwell's case. Stephanie Sweedler says Casper is definitely Matthew Farwell's judge. All right, I will trust you on that. Trust me, bro. Marie says this is what my family used to say. I've heard, make sure you ring the doorbell with your elbows. Oh, I love that. Are you Italian? I know. I get it. Emily C says Judge Casper is an angel. She's an angel. And Stephanie knows 100% for sure. Thank you. Make sure you ring the doorbell with your elbows. I love that. I'm gonna take that one too. I'm gonna steal it. Casper is Farwell's judge. Casper is an angel. Emily says, and yes, she's Matthew Farwell's judge, and she's perfect. Oh, I love that for us and for her. And I love the fact that perhaps maybe one day soon cameras will be allowed in federal court, because that's another thing that we did so many shows last week for so many hours. Maybe it was the one before Saturday night where we talked about the bill that has passed the U.S. Senate. There's a couple of different bills about cameras in federal courtrooms and Senate proceedings and such. And they are winding their way through the Senate. I think the Senate passed it. So whatever happens to it now, whatever happens to it next, I'll keep you posted. Thanks, Cheryl, for becoming a member. Hayden's Ma says, my mom used to say, if you're invited to someone's house for dinner, you should have to ring the doorbell with your elbow. LOL. Saturday night was hysterical. Yeah. Are you Italian too? Is it an Italian thing? I love it. And Emily says, get that bill passed for Chuck Grassley's 93rd birthday. 93 is a good run. 93 is a really good run. I was reading something. Somebody just turned 100. I don't know who, I forget now. Oh, something else that I really want to talk about with you. And I don't have time to dive deep into it today, but I have been talking about this for a long time. And it's Paris Hilton and her fight to shut down the Provo Canyon School in Utah. It is a troubled teen camp where teenagers are tortured and thrown into the hole in solitary confinement and physically and sexually abused. And Paris Hilton was sent there when she was a teenager. And while she was in the hole there, she decided that she would never, ever, ever be subjected to this again. And she was going to come out. And once she got out of there, she made it her mission to make tons and tons of money so she would never have to go through something like that again. It motivated her in a lot of ways, but this has been going on for years. I think she did a documentary and she released it on YouTube, and you can find it. Just look up Paris Hilton documentary on YouTube. And I watched that documentary that she did a couple of years ago, trying to expose these troubled teen camps. And it gave me a whole new insight into Paris Hilton. I mean, Paris Hilton and her family, while they did come from the Hilton family, the Hilton Hotel family, they were not the wealthy side of that family. She is self-made. And she, in large part, became so motivated because of what happened to her in this horrific place. And she had been to a number of these troubled teen camps, where rich parents don't know what to do with their children. And so they send them to these places to fix them. And they're not regulated. They don't have real medical people working there. Nobody's got a medical degree. It is horrific. And she has been testifying in front of Congress for years to try and get this place shut down. And she did another standout or something the other day. And I caught it, of course, on Instagram where I get all my news. And it's fantastic. The hearing's supposed to start at 3. I have the feed up right here. Don't worry, you're not going to miss it. When they go live, we will go live. See, waiting for CBS Boston. We've got it right here. If you don't like my commentary and you don't want to hear me stop and explain, by all means, don't complain here. Go on over there and watch it for your damn self, because I am not putting up with it. Okay? And it's not mean. It's just if you want to complain, take your swinging arms and go somewhere else and do it, because I don't play that game. Is that what it is? Mel Brooks turns 100 on June 28th, 2026. The legendary comedian, writer, and director was born in Brooklyn. They don't make comedies like he made anymore. Oh no. Could you imagine Blazing Saddles or Young Frankenstein in today's world? He would be canceled in about a half a minute. Right? Right? Yes, yes, yes. B. Duckworth. Didn't one of the witnesses to one case involved? Yes, it was Justin Alayan. Justin Alayan. I think he said he graduated from college and then he was like doing a cross-country trip. And then he stopped off in Utah to become a counselor at a teen wilderness camp. Yes, you're correct. B. Duck W's. That's right. That's right. Oh, Clive Davis died today. That's sad. Clive Davis, the music mogul. Oh, that's what it is. Alan Greenspan passed away, and he was 100. Thank you, Cinnamon. I knew either I get my headlines from the New York Post in the morning, or I learn a lot of things from Instagram too. I've self-diagnosed myself with ADHD just from Instagram alone. It's wild. When is the next thing for Proctor? I don't know, but we're just waiting for court to start. There is no Zoom as far as I know, and so Rich Schiffer is here. He's got a rubber duck for his profile picture. I don't know if you saw the Saturday night show, but boy, did we have fun covering your 36-page police report. We didn't even get finished, Rich. And I got a special prop just for you. He's here. We love Rich Schiffer. Standing up to the First Amendment, like they show up at Canton Fence with a warrant to download his Toyota Tundra tech stream data. Really? Really? One of my favorite parts in the police report of yours, Rich, was when Tim the Toolman Taylor, that detective, said, Rich Schiffer said that he would talk to me. He said he would. And so that is when I pulled out my sheet, my Miranda sheet from Canton PD, and I read his Miranda rights, and we were laughing. I'm like, this guy doesn't even have it memorized. So he whips out his sheet of Miranda rights, and he reads you your rights, and then he has you sign off, and you sign off, yes, I understand my rights, and no, I don't want to talk to you. And he was so hurt that you didn't want to talk to him after that. He was so hurt. He was so hurt. Rich Schiffer also says, thanks for keeping the ducks. Reinvent. And listen, I told everyone, Rich, also, if you're going to buy stickers, you go to makestickers.com, because Adam, the president of makestickers.com, will not give up your order information without a subpoena or a warrant. We love it. I hope their business is booming. I really hope so. I hope so. And so we wait. I know. I think that's true. Tortoise Interference says, how about Pepsi and ring dings? And how do I ring the doorbell with my elbow if I'm wearing Gore-Tex? I have no idea. I have no idea what that reference is, but I'll allow it. And if anybody else here knows what that is, it'll enlighten me. Thank you for your 10. Yeah, very funny. You're all very funny. You're called the Snark Tank for a reason. Oh, could you hear the little squeaking, Beth? She says the duck noise gets my pup's attention. It's also like it's a finger puppet. What is this? Puppies, pay attention. Thanks, Nana Bear, for being here for 5 months. Hold on, somebody said something nice. When nice comments come up, we got to pull them up. Yes, Clancy88 pointing out, yeah, they couldn't look into or go after the Ford Edge, but they went after a stupid rubber duckies. Yeah, and what they did was they pulled traffic cam footage to find out about that black Toyota Tundra, and they were able to discern the stickers on the car and the front license plate. That was not allowed in Massachusetts. That was a thin blue line license plate, and all of the investigation they did to finding that Toyota Tundra that belonged to Rich Schiffer, and to find out where it was at certain times when littering might have occurred. It was wild. Never, ever, ever even looked into that Ford Edge at all whatsoever, at all. Thank you, Marsha. Marsha loves the channel. Thank you, Marsha. I love you so much. See? It is very, very easy to just be nice. Oh, wait a second. I have another prop behind me that I got to grab. Hold on. I feel like this is really necessary sometimes. Little sign. It says be nice or leave. It's really simple. Just be nice or leave. If you can't be nice, then leave. My channel, my chat, my choice. Be nice. Be nice to me. Oh, see, she gets it. Be nice or leave. Be nice. Ron. Balake. Jaqueline. MakeStickers.com. It is MakeStickers.com. They don't sponsor me. And I won't even ask them to. They don't need to sponsor me. They did not give up Rich Schiffer for the rubber duck stickers. And then remember, Tim the Toolman Taylor got into the back seat of the Toyota Tundra. And behold, lo and behold, sitting on the seat next to him was an open box of little tiny rubber ducks. This rubber duck, by the way, this isn't rubber. This is a plush toy, is way bigger than the little tiny mini rubber ducks that were placed around town. They were minis. And they pulled his infotainment system. Yes, they did. Oh, yeah, they did. Oh, we didn't finish it. I got to go back to that police report one of these days. But I wonder if his infotainment data showed the dates and times that he was near those intersections where some of those Monopoly money type $100 bills were unleashed into the wild. Did it have dates and times on it? Oh, that's really curious, because you know what didn't? Any of Karen Reed's tech stream data. Lexus is the same company as Toyota. And remember Garino testifying how he used to go to the Burla conferences and to try and find out when they were going to update the software, because he really, 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 really wanted to get into Karen Reed's tech stream data. I wonder if in Rich Schiffer's case, if they had the dates and times, because how else would they have known that he's the actual person who littered the Monopoly money outside the... I know, Rich, I don't give out my address. Thank you, sweetie. I know you tried to send me little rubber ducks, but they kept coming back. Yeah, it must. If you Googled me, but probably like my old offices, old office addresses come up. And that's how people sometimes try and email me too, by writing to an old email address. But if they don't know, if they're not smart enough to find the email address underneath this video, then I won't get their email. But also, I don't give out my address, and I'm sure you can understand why. Look what they did. They dug through your trash, Rich. Anyone needs a fence, go to Canton Fence Company, please. Richard Schiffer owns Canton Fence Company. They dug through his trash to find envelopes from Amazon and MakeStickers.com to prove that he was the perpetrator. And they charged him with a bunch of, was it felony witness intimidation that you were charged with in the end? Plus littering, plus, it was insane. It was insane. Thank you to Tim Bradel for representing you. Yeah, and it sucks, says Jack. The rubber ducks get more of an investigation than a dead Boston police officer. You're right. It sure does. It sure does. And you wouldn't even believe it was real unless we went over it. Laura says, did you see that Colin lied in his Army application? He might have to face now. Well, I see there's a lot of things swirling around the internet that are actually like, just, hypothesizing that he may have lied. So I can't say that that's absolutely true. So I don't, I'm of the mindset now that I don't know what's true and what's not. AI is a thing. People post a lot of shit that they don't vet. And so I don't know that he lied on his application. And I will not say that with 100% certainty. But I do thank you for your $5 super chat. Major respect to Loophole and John for Mole interview. Thank you. I'm not sure what your username is. KAFLOIRD. I caught a little bit of it, but I can't really speak to it because I'm not really sure. Jon Comeau did do an interview with the girl who audio taped the Hos Defts Gala, like a speech or two. And she did talk about some of her interactions with Brian Higgins, and it was on the Canton Chronicle YouTube channel. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I did catch a little bit of it. Did you see How Dare the video, Derek Kearney? No, I did not. Amnesia Boot Camp Hulda. Thank you for your super chat. I'm traveling this week, and so I don't have time. Like I have 400 emails in my email box, and I will just not. And so I just choose to just ignore them all. That's what I'm doing. Tortoise Interference says George Costanza, the dinner party episode. Oh, is that the one where he brought the marble rye, and then he took it back, or the one where they stole the babka from the woman in the bakery? I think it was the marble rye. Is that the marble rye episode? And they didn't serve the marble rye, and he got really mad. Always a Seinfeld reference is welcome here. All right, WBZ, you're not really doing the Lord's work if you can't start your feed on time. Let's see if all the antis are over there in the chat. See what they're saying. Oh, Desiderata, what are you doing cheating on me over there? Karen is free and Colin was in the house. Oh, here's Truth Over BS in the chat over at WBZ, who says, there's no evidence. John entered the home. His phone stopped moving at 12:32:16, coinciding with Reed's reverse maneuver. Oh, the reverse. The reverse? Not the reverse cowgirl, just the reverse maneuver. His phone stopped moving at 12:32:16, coinciding with Karen Reed's reverse maneuver at 74.5% throttle and up to 24 miles an hour. His phone remained stationary until 6:04:01. Was that text stream data date stamped and time stamped, or was it just key cycle stamped? And now I gotta go now. See, now I'm gonna fall into that rabbit hole when I have time, because I need to know about Rich Schiffer's text stream data. They must have had dates and times of him going through the intersections, right? Because how else could they tie him to the crime of littering the prop money? Here, look at the other person over there in the chat at WBZ says, all the evidence points to Weed Whacker. This is funny. I mean, sometimes we got to go over here for comic relief, right? Start the stream. Start the stream. Julia says, has Karen been deposed yet? Just asking because you know she has had time to make the rounds on TV stations with her attorneys. And look, Pluri Paul says, glad to finally find a pure stream without the pausing and talking. Oh, you're no fun, Pluri Paul. You're no fun. Because if they start their hearing late, it's going to be another big conspiracy. It's going to be another big conspiracy. Michelle over there says, let's see if you can get the entire hearing this time. Michelle Beach says, Karen already has an excuse not to be deposed on her scheduled day. And then somebody else, Big Pork Chop, says, yeah, I like to watch uninterrupted as well and then go listen to streamers. All right, well, good. At least you do both. Michelle B1 says, Michelle B1 later says, I heard Karen canceled her deposition again. Judge is going to love that. Now you know where all the antis are today. You know where they are. Yeah, I think her lawyers and their lawyers are playing games. See? Where's Tim the Two-Man Taylor from Canton PD? He could have cracked this case. He should have been first on the scene at the murder of John O'Keefe. He would have actually done an investigation. He would have done more of an investigation before the recusal than the MSP did after the recusal. At least somebody's over there with common sense. J Fury 15 says John O'Keefe is not hit by a car. Oh, then Michelle B1 later is in there saying Karen's karma will come. You know what I like to say? Karma knows your address. John O'Keefe was not hit by a car. Car did not hit John O'Keefe because science, physics, medicine, and injuries. It's really not rocket science. People try and twist themselves into a pretzel to get you to believe the other thing. Raider Kev is here. He says duck lives matter. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Crafty K 77 became a new member. Welcome. Mosey Cat CM says, I drove by the fundraiser on Friday night and there was practically no one there. Oh man, you could have been arrested just for driving by. I'm glad you're safe. Apparently, somebody did call in a bomb threat, and that is outrageous. And if they need to investigate and find out who did that, and that person needs to be prosecuted to the highest extent of the law, the furthest extent of the law. I have no tolerance for that bullshit. You do not call in fake bomb threats. That is a safety issue. But I don't think they even made anyone leave the building. So what? Why didn't they take it seriously? Shouldn't all bomb threats be taken seriously? There's a lot. It's weird. Nobody left the building. Everyone just looked under the tables and they were like, you're good. Don't worry about it. No big whoop. There's NS Nancy. She's cheating over there too. She says, doesn't seem like the best time to join the army. I know some of you guys have 2 devices open and you're watching both. You can go over there and tell those people what's up. Oh, here's Julia 723 says, the evidence and Karen's text stream data and the microscopic pieces embedded in John's clothes. Disagree. But yeah, remember all the clothes were kept in the same bag? And then like maybe somebody sprinkled a couple of pieces of taillight in there. So funny. Chick from the Brick says, I can't wait until she is held accountable. Ooh, Untwisted Tragedies. Oh, look, Untwisted Tragedies is over there in WBZ trying to lure people over to her channel. She says, I will be streaming this on my channel when it starts. Boy, does that woman hate me. I've never even met her. Boy, does she hate me. She hates me. She loves to talk about how much she hates me. She's hijacking their chat. Come watch me instead. And then Brian Jr.'s Frozen Donuts replies, don't nobody want to watch you twisted. That's hilarious. It's more fun to go watch their chat because you guys all have common sense. Oh, and then you can see who Untwisted Tragedy. Well, now she's Untwisted Tragedies. I thought she was Twisted Tragedies. What happened? She had to change her name? Somebody steal her name? You can tell who her friends are because they're all saying, hey, 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 girl, hey, hey, girl, hey. Oh, and there she is again, trying to hijack more people. Hey, Michelle, I'm live now, but I'm waiting on this to start, to play. Whoop, whoop. Oh my God, they're fighting over there. They're fighting. I don't have any moderators. It's just like they fight. They fight. They should just turn their chat off if they don't even want to deal with it. Let's just go back to the nice picture of Karen, Unetti, Alessi, and a little profile of Liza Little. Boxer Mom says Pepsi and Ring Dings are from a Seinfeld episode. I don't know why I don't remember that. KBH became a member. Welcome. True Crime Justice. Thanks for being here for 20 months. Jesse Bell writes, welcome. I guess we're just waiting for the hearing to start. Nurse Manny, but if you'd rather go watch it over on Untwisted Tragedies, by all means, go on over there and help her. Nurse Manny says, I have a sign on my desk that says, be nice or go away. Oh, I have this one too, saying, be nice or leave. Be nice or leave. Noted a 3 is here. She gifted 5 memberships. I mean, it's 319 already, so I don't know if they're not going to stream this because of what happened last time and all the flack that they got. But we're waiting anyway, just in case. Oh, thank you, Susanna, for your Venmo. She says that I brighten her day. Oh, thank you. So we're just waiting, as always. You can never plan what you're going to do when you're live streaming an event, because if it doesn't start on time, you got to fill the dead air. So come on in, make me laugh. Ellen says, how pathetic, going after Rich Schiffer. Mad all over again. Oh, you hadn't heard about that, Ellen? Ellen's from Denmark. The world is watching. But they sure are telling on themselves. Much love and rage from across the Atlantic. Thank you very much. This rubber duck went to market, became a YouTube member. Welcome. You guys also have the most creative names on the tubes of you. Rock Chick's been here for 8 months, and she says, I love my new Melanie Little tour sweatshirt. Cupcakes rock. Thank you. Thank you, Rock Chicks. There's another sale in the merch shop starting, I think it's starting tomorrow. Yeah, starting tomorrow, everything's going to be 20% off. So don't forget, if you want some merch, you can get 20% off your whole entire purchase tomorrow for about, I think that one's going on for about a week. It has nothing to do with me. It's Spreadshirt. That's my partner for the merch. I have nothing to do. I don't print it. All I do is give them the designs and they ship it, they print it, they do everything. Doesn't come it comes in like, like a week. It's not Amazon. Dina, hi Dina, says first Jack Douglas, now Clive Davis. The rock world lost such phenomenal men. Things usually happen in threes, Dina. Hate to tell you. Thank you. Johnny's here. He says, I enjoy the pause and explanation. Well, thank you, Johnny. A lot of people like to just raw dog it and do it on their own, and that's fine too. Your chat, your choice. There's no Zoom feed set up as far as I know, so this is all we got. We get what we get, and we don't get upset. It was supposed to start at 3. We have any boots on the ground in the courtroom? Grant is saying the hearing just started. Okay, well, maybe they have to do it on a delay, so we're just going to wait until it starts. There's no other choice that we have. Is Grant in the courtroom? Thanks, Johnny, for enjoying it. Some people like to laugh. Some people just like to complain. Helena says, ain't nobody got time for that. That's right. Helen's here from Sweden. See? Helena's here from Sweden. She knows. Come happy Monday to you. Oh, here's Gigi's back. Hi, Leighton. Gigi, happy Monday. Good dog says, Melanie, Mondays are the best. We do a lot of fun over here. Some people are just, they just sponge all the fun out of everything. Fun sponges suck the fun out of everything. What? Allie said, Aidan did what interview with Christina Rex? He did an interview with Christina Rex and it didn't go well. He's going to post about it. That really upsets me. I don't know anything about it. No, the judge said 3 o'clock. The judge said 3 o'clock. Even they say they're supposed to start at 3. Sarah says, Melanie's any days are the best. Connie coming in hot says, I saw a post at my doctor's office. That says silence is golden, duct taped. Duct tape is silver. That's amazing. Although, because I have so many girls who are like into fashion and design, we have checkered duct tape. We have many different colored duct tapes, but that is very, 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 very funny. No, you guys are saying that Turtleboy had an interview with Christina Rex? I don't know. Hold on a second. I'm trying to refresh the browser here. Still not on. So we wait. All right, Suze, you're all set. Of course, I woke up today and we have no hot water. So I had to call to get the repair. The repair to come. And of course, he's going to come like right now. So I need to have somebody let him in. So just, I'm going to put you on hold for 1 second. Okay. WBZ has still not started, but I'm just trying to check and see if Canton Community TV has it. But you're saying that Christina Rex interviewed Aidan this morning? When are they going to air that? Hang on one sec. It was Gretchen Voss. Gretchen Voss interviewed him? Oh, that's weird. I'm surprised that he would do an interview with her. That's interesting, though. Hang on one second. My doorbell's ringing. Maybe they're forcing WBZ to do it on a delay. I wonder if that's possible because of what happened last time, and then they're just going to start it from the beginning. It could be. We're just going to wait. We're just going to try and be patient. Who does Gretchen Voss work for again? Gretchen Voss also did an interview with Karen, and she turned on her. Remember? Okay, yeah, Grant is playing a hearing, but he's playing the hearing from last week. He's playing last week's hearing while we wait here. Boston Magazine. That's what it is. Boston Magazine. You are correct. You are correct. Now, I've sent Grant his merch, his Melanie Little. I went to Canton with attorney Melanie Little merch. I didn't tell him, but it's going to be a surprise. So when you see him wearing it on his show, please tell me, because that is going to be the day that hell hath frozen over. Okay? Okay? So when you see that, you let me know. He's going to be so happy because he was so happy. See, bygones. People can see the light. Grant Smith Ellis has seen the light, and he has turned over a new leaf. And he's doing some really good coverage. I mean, I haven't watched his coverage of the war, but he's doing a lot of really good war coverage. And he really puts in the hours, and he's like a savant. I mean, he's very smart. I mean, he really digs deep into things, and he did graduate law school, I think. Could Colin be told to do the deposition over Zoom? I think unlikely. I mean, although sometimes you can do a deposition over Zoom, I think they're going to want Colin in the room because, they're just going to want him in the room. All right. Anna says, Aidan had a very contentious interview with Gretchen Voss this morning for a Boston Magazine article that's going to run in August. Oh, interesting. It did turn out to be a hit piece. It did turn out to be a hit piece on Karen, the piece that Boston Magazine did. And Gretchen Voss had some very exclusive access to her, as I recall. And then she went out to dinner, I think, with Kate Peter. Gretchen Voss did, and that's when everything turned around. Some people said that she got kicked off of Twitter, Kate Peter. I don't know. Is that true? Is that real? Come into the light. Come into the light. That movie was from, hi, Desiderata. I saw you over there in WBZ chat trying to rile those people up. It was Poltergeist. Come into the light, Caroline. Caroline, come into the light. Come into the light, Carol Ann. And then in Poltergeist 2, we got They're Back. They're back. Clancy88 says, of course she's going to do another hit piece because they just did a fundraiser, supply and demand. Zoe says, Rick Hamill, not yet. The court feed hasn't come up. There is no Zoom. Don't ask. We're waiting for the networks to air whatever happens in the courtroom. Zoe's the best. Zoe's not a mod, but she should be. She does field a lot of questions in the chat. Karen Lisk. Hi, Karen. Docket says 3, but I went back and the judge said 3:45. Weird. Love being here with you and the snark people. I don't know. Did he say 3:45? Well, whatever. We got time to kill then we can hang out together. I don't know where my notes are. I'm not even going to look for them. We can just chit chat. If it's not until 3:45, then we have 12 minutes. We have 12 minutes to hang out. Oh, she's back now. So she was suspended. Now she's back. So is Glamasuse. She's back too. Yes, it's upcoming. Did the court say 3:45 last week? I don't know. You know what? Why don't I just look at the docket my damn self? Hang on. Talk amongst yourselves for a minute. Let's see. I mean, today's court docket has it on for 3 p.m. But it is now 3:34. I'm looking at the actual calendar. And it says Judge Gildea. Is anybody in the courtroom today? Is BoozeyBeauty or anyone in the courtroom physically there? I don't know. They usually wouldn't be able to, live tweet from the courtroom because they have to put their phones away. Scorpio Girl says Boozey's on fire with their social media posts. Karen is so lucky to have all these great commentators. I love Boozey. She really dives into things and she's really she falls into the rabbit hole too. And she has a special, she has an invested interest in this because she lives there. I know. Turtleboy said that there were new motions that were supposed to be filed on Friday and today. I know. I heard that too. But so far, as I know, they're not. They haven't hit the docket yet. And which case? Are they in the defamation case? In his criminal case? I mean, when I get them, I'll go over them. But I can't get them until the court scans them in. And so there's that. This is very funny. Look at this. This happens. Rock Chick says, I was just gifted a membership from another creator's channel that I'm not currently watching and have never watched. It happens. That happened to me too. More than once. That's funny, right? Marcello is here and says, I think it's in the criminal case regarding the Proctor communications. Oh, okay. Aren't we all? But I know that we are also waiting for the anti-slap motions to be filed in the defamation case too, so I'm not sure. All I know is I don't have it. But when I get it, you'll be the first to know. This is what being a lawyer is like. I always thought that lawyers should be called waiters because all you do is wait all day in court. You wait and wait and wait, and it's such a waste of time. Here they seem, in Massachusetts, they seem to do things like quicker. Like this is the only conference that's on for 3 o'clock. But here in New York, they could have like 50 cases on at 9 a.m. and you could sit there all damn day waiting for your adversary, waiting for the court to call your case. It could take forever. Oh, that's interesting. So Karen says, yeah, the docket says 3. I watched the end of the last one and the judge said 3:45. Thank you. I have no clue what's going on. Karen was boots on the ground for Edric Faust. Right, Karen? And you met up with some other cupcakes? I don't know. The docket says it's been rescheduled. Oh, let me look that up then. Hold on. Oh, please. It's buffering. Mass courts is buffering. Oh, it does. well, here it is. I don't know if this is real. We're gonna still wait because they still got their feet up. But here's the docket for the. This is O'Keefe versus Reed, wrongful death case. Today is 6/22, right? Criminal. It says rescheduled. So, but there's two. Why are there 2 entries? One says criminal for Plymouth. One says civil D Plymouth. Both for today at 3 p.m. The one for civil D says rescheduled. The one for criminal 4 is still up. It doesn't say anything. So I don't know if what's real, what's not. This is like everything's a mirage here. Everything is a mirage. I mean, that's really too small to read, but you can take my word for it. And it says there's another conference, status conference on 6/25, which is Thursday. That's at 3 p.m. and one at 9:45 on the 26th. So I don't know. One says rescheduled, one says it wasn't. So I guess we're just going to wait for another minute or well, I guess we'll just keep waiting until we know for sure, until they take down their stream. Because if they're there, they're there. They have boots on the ground. They have a camera in the courtroom. Just look one more place. All they did was transfer it to another courtroom. So instead of holding it in the civil courtroom, they moved to the 4th criminal session superior courtroom. But you would think if they have a camera there, you would think that they would know. But at this point, I don't know. Anything is possible. All they did was move the room. All they did was move the room. Yeah, let's hope it starts in 4 minutes. Oh, Oliver said, I thought they also said Nicole Albert was supposed to be deposed today. Maybe that's why they had to reschedule it. Well, they didn't reschedule. They just moved courtrooms. Okay, that's all they did was move the room. Here. If you don't believe me. 6/22/26. Motion to compel, scheduled on 6/22/26 at 3 p.m. has been rescheduled for the following reason. Transferred to another session. Hearing held in the 4th criminal session superior courtroom. That's all. They moved the courtroom. That's it. Nobody else has it up. We're just still waiting for the BBC to air it. I think maybe they were told that they can't do it live. They love to waste time. Let's hope it's at 3:45. She was scheduled to be deposed, but not expected to show up, said single mom at F4 Crazies. Warrior Person says he did not say 3:45. Literally just watched. He said 3. Then he said next hearing at 9:45. I think whoever. Okay. All right. We don't have to argue about it. We're just going to wait. We're just going to wait. We're just going to wait. Call the court. You want to call the court? Call the court. Let's see. Everyone needs to learn some patience. What is it? A Guns N' Roses song? Patience? Just a little patience. Paisley Chicken says, I'm not always smart enough to raw dog it. Thanks for your deuce. Ellen says, listen to that ducking report several times. I just get more outraged every time. The Turtleboy interview was with Gretchen Voss. Thank you, Ellen from Denmark. Fritz says, Gretchen Voss, not Christina Rex, asked Turtleboy for comment on an upcoming story. He agreed to talk to her. He says it's a hit piece on Karen's story to come. All right. Well, we're all waiting. Kelly says, why are the John O'Keefe never went in the house people the same people who are adamant that Colin Albert wasn't in the house? Surely, if the first is true, they don't need to shout out the second. Well, that's true. That's a good point. That's a good point. Tell him the guy never went in the house. Tell him the guy never went in the house. But if the guy never went in the house, why would they have to tell him? Why? Why would they have to point it out? Why would they have to be told to point it out? Why would they have to be told to point it out that the guy never went in the house if that's the truth? I guess, right? I don't know. If you could overthink this and it could make your brain hurt. While we're waiting, you can like and subscribe, says Chris Bueller. It's the polite thing to do. Thank you, Chris. Warrior Parson says the judge and the clerk said 3 p.m. Okay, good. I know you like to be right almost as much as I do. Thanks for going back and looking. Said the next hearing is 9:45. Maybe that's where the 45 came from. Definitely said 3 o'clock. They also moved it to another courtroom. Maybe that's why we're waiting. I mean, we could sit here and speculate about it, but all that's going to do is make my brain hurt, and I'd rather laugh. Thank you for your 5, though. Overruled, sit down. Girls trip last week to the beach. Left the drama behind. Good for you. Thanks for your 5. Hopefully your girlfriends don't have a lot of drama in their lives. Phil DeCesar is here. Thanks for your super sticker, Phil. Just got my beef tallow. Says no to 3. Love the smell. Thanks. Yeah, it's whipped tallow. It is whipped tallow. It has changed my skin. I love it so much. It's in the Amazon shopping list below. Not for you to buy it for me, for you to buy it for you. I think it's still on sale for like $30. I know what the daily list says because I just looked at it. Nicole Graham says, thank you, Melanie, for being such a brilliant woman and following all of this for us. P.S. No Scotland, no party. It's true. It's true. I'm going to London this week. I'm very excited. Keep sending me your suggestions. Yeah, this is interesting too. Columbo Wannabe says, BoozeyBeauty, great info on X was tweeted 2 hours ago. Good info on a witness at the bar on the night John O'Keefe's murder happened. Also comments from Good about how the Canton PD wrote regarding, it's something like there's a guy named James Sullivan who was at CF McCarthy's that night talking to Karen. And Chris Albert said to this guy, Sullivan, I didn't know you were at the bar that night. And Sullivan was like, how did you know I was at the bar that night? And Chris Albert said something like, oh, it's public record. And it wasn't public record. And now this guy Sullivan, I think his name is James Sullivan, is like speaking out about it. And he's mad. And his witness statement is out there. And in his witness statement, he said something like Karen was toasted, but they never called him at either trial, which is interesting. So that's that. She knows a lot. She knows a lot about it. Yes, we're going to see Harry, Nicola Graham. We're going to see Harry. My daughter, that was her first concert that I ever took her to when she was 6, was One Direction. We went to Buffalo to see One Direction because it was like 25% of the price of going to Giant Stadium. So we flew to Buffalo. I had friends who lived there. We went to Buffalo and saw them at where the Bills play. We saw One Direction when she was 6. And so to close the loop on that, we decided that we're going to go to London to see Harry Styles. She did the whole thing. She got the tickets when they went on Ticketmaster. Somehow she got them. And because when he comes to Madison Square Garden for the residency whenever he's coming, he will be away at college. And so for her graduation trip, I'm taking her to see Harry. And you know who's opening for Harry Styles? Shania Twain. I'm like, what? Shania Twain is opening for Harry Styles at Wembley. And I love that so much because so many mothers and daughters go to see Harry together that it's like, oh, they're trying to loop the moms in. Oh, they took their stream down. Well, there you go. That answers that question. Maybe now they're going to just put it up as a video, as a pre-recorded video, because maybe, just maybe, the court said you can't live stream it. Hold on while I look and see if I can try and find it. Because as you saw in real time, they just took it down. Let's see what those people in the chat are saying before they take the chat down. Oh my God, this Michelle Four Beach is over there. She's just, oh, they're disparaging Dr. Wolf's wife over there in the chat. Oh man, I mean, you just can't make it up. Wow. Shania Twain is great in concert, says Rose. Let's see if Boston 25 is going to just put it up as just a regular video. Not yet, but we'll wait because I have a feeling that maybe the judge said you can't live stream it. You're going to have to just put it up as a regular video. So we're going to wait. They just took it down. Charissa said, I've seen Shania Twain live twice. She puts on a great show. It's so interesting because there's a lot of people like trying to trash her. They're really trashing her out on the Reddit and cesspool of Twitter, saying that she's not like singing very well or something. I don't know. Yeah, the feed from WBZ ended. We were on the air when it happened. So let's see if they're going to set up another one. Oh, they are. Here we go. Oh no, that's Lindsay. Sorry, that's not live. I mean, they're there. So we're just going to see. Just going to wait and see. Patience is a virtue, my friends. Patience is a virtue. You like the Harry Potter studio tour in London? It's fab. We're not really Harry Potter fans, but I did hear that was really, 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 really good. Melissa says that she's awesome in concert. Got last minute tickets years ago. Great. A lot of you really like Shania Twain. I love that for all of us. And so, MAGA Barbie 317, I'm streaming you and my bird cam off, and my bird cam of the robin who built a nest in my outdoor fan. I named her Fanny. Her baby daddy is Faniel. Her 3 eggs are named Vanessa, Fan Tom, and Penelope. Just had to share with the group. I love that. I love it. Here's my new finger puppet prop. Lost and Stuck in Detroit says more like Shania lame. Oh, you sound like a fun person. People like all kinds of music. Thanks, Maga Barbie. Cosgrove's Velcro sneakers says Voss was at the rolling rally and Turtleboy had questions for her. Oh, thanks for being here for 15 months. Patricia Brown says, thanks so much for everything you do. Oh, thank you. Come on, Boston 25. Let's get her done. Let's get her done. There's 9,300 people here waiting. Thanks for your super sticker. LS Crouton. Allison, thanks for your super chat. Grant is telling listeners to keep monitoring Melanie's channel for updates. That's so funny. Did you ever think that Grant and I would have mutual respect for each other? Did you ever see that? Did you ever think that would be the day? Sasha's dog mom said, didn't see the testify page on the GoFundMe. Did they cash it out for legal fees? I have no idea. Thank you, Sasha's dog mom. I don't even care enough to look. Try adding frankincense oil to your tallow. Thank you. I buy it already flavored. I buy the vanilla orange one because it smells like creamsicles and it just reminds me of being a kid. I love creamsicles. Thanks for being here for 17 months. I don't make my own tallow. I buy it whipped. I buy it already whipped. Shout out to Grant. I mean, like, I think that he's probably going to find it before I am, if ever, or if Trial Channel puts it up, then we'll find it. I feel like it already happened and we're being bamboozled. But if it's going to happen at 3:45, it's 3:53. And so maybe they just took down their other stream altogether. They just took the whole thing down. I don't know. We could guess. We could guess about a lot of things. Maybe when they moved the courtroom, they didn't have time to set up their new equipment. Yeah, but they would have told them. They wouldn't have let them set up in that courtroom without telling them. We got hoodwinked. We got bamboozled. It's tomfoolery. Yeah, we know. We know it was moved to criminal floor, but we just don't know if they got their camera over there. So we're just sitting here. That's all we're doing. We're just waiting. City Girl became a member. Welcome. Thanks, Alana, for your Venmo. She says, I bought the tallow and I love it. I'm not an esthetician, so I don't know about it clogging your pores, but you know what you could do? You could go on the manufacturer's website and you could ask them questions. It doesn't clog my pores at all because my skin is so dry. So if anybody else in the chat uses the tallow that doesn't even sponsor me, let Elena know. Yeah, it's good for like all parts of your body. I don't know what's going on here. This is jamming up my day waiting for this hearing to start or to get coverage of it. So I just don't know, but I enjoy like hanging out with you guys so much. I just have so many things to do to get ready for my trip. Call Boston 5 and ask them. Do you think they answer the phone there? Should I do that? Oh, that's funny. Cooley and the gang says, man, or Cooley's and the gang, man, I feel like a woman is my go-to karaoke song. Oh, that's awesome. I'll think of you when she plays it at Wembley. There's a heat wave. There's a heat wave going on in London right now. It's hot as hell. I don't think Boston 25 is going to answer the phone. So I'm not going to do that. If one of you guys wants to call Boston 25, you're welcome to. I have people to entertain. Mel to Boston 5. Hey, Jerky, when are you going to start the feed, Jerky? When are you going to start the feed, Jerky? And I got to talk to you. Thanks for your 20 coolies in the gang. This show is like a Seinfeld episode. It's a show about nothing. It's a show about nothing until if and when Boston 25 sets its camera up in another area or another area. I don't know. Is BoozeyBeauty there? Do we know? No, it's going to be in the 90s. It's going to be like 90 something. They're going to have a big ass heat wave. And a lot of people don't have air conditioning over there. I'm addicted to air conditioning. I love my air conditioning, and I love it down as far as it can go. Like if I go into a hotel room, I put it down to like 62. If it'll go down that low, depending. I don't need to talk to you, Sizzle Chest, says Scott, because he knows all my references. Marcy says, Phoenix chiming in, air conditioning is life. I know, me too. Listen, I'm going to say something that might be unpopular, but I don't care. I'm going to say it anyway, because you know me. I'm going to say that more marriages break up over temperature control than over money. Fight me on it. Back in the olden days, when you were in a car, the driver's side and the passenger side did not have separate air conditioning controls. And I think it caused a lot of people divorce. It's raining here today. Wicked thunderstorms here today. Wicked thunderstorms. Melanie, look at Emily C's comment. Okay, I'll scroll back and try and find it. I don't know how I can do that. Boozy texted Emily C and said she just left court, longer hearing than anticipated. Okay, so are we going to say that was there a camera there? Hold on, let's just, why don't we just look? Oh, here we go. Hold on. It was a longer hearing than anticipated. All right, well, so was the camera in the courtroom? I have so many questions. Maybe she'll tweet about it. Hold on a second. Maybe the judge got mad at the camera being there and said, we're not going to pander to social media. Turn that camera off. You are forbidden from ever entering my courtroom again. But, so we're just going to wait and see if they put it up as a video. How does that sound? In the meantime, let us once again gaze lovingly at the centerpieces from the gala that Lindsay Gattani said were ripped from the cracks in Peter's driveway. Here you go. To any of you who have ever done the weeds ripped from the cracks of Kate Peters' driveway as the centerpieces at the courage table. Here's the courage table, table number 17 at the gala for the Hos defendants. The courage table. This is real. Some of them were AI that people put up, but this one is real. And it says, I can't read what it says. For those who stand tall, even when it would be easier to stay quiet. Well, it's so ironic that they were selling merch that says testify on it when they're doing everything they can not to testify. Not to testify. So I don't know. That's just me. That's just one of the things that I find ironic. But, call me crazy. That's a great Bare Naked Lady song. Call me crazy. It really doesn't matter. All that matters to me is she. Life in a Nutshell is the name of that song. Yep. Life in a Nutshell. Lindsay does have a way with words. She really does. She's very funny. Here's, we're waiting to see if they put it up as a video because apparently we all missed the hearing because they didn't broadcast it live. Boston 25 chickened out, took their stream down. BoozeyBeauty was on the air. I mean, not on the air. Texted Emily C and said it was longer than anticipated. We just got out, whatever time that was. Sometimes I say to myself, self, why don't you just wait until it comes up as a video? Oh, Grant was just saying Boozy left the courtroom and that they did not allow cameras today. Well, I don't know because Boston 25 had their cameras set up. He doesn't want any pandering to social media. Let's look at something else, though, that Boozy, we were talking about this before, about the guy who was apparently at CF McCarthy's and the threats that he kind of got from Sean Good. Hang on. Hang tight. I got you. I got you. All right. So if you don't follow BoozeyBeauty, BOZEY, beauty on the cesspool of Twitter, and you do engage on Twitter, well, go on over there. What are you doing? Because she's funny, she's beautiful, she's hilarious. And here's something that she posted just 4 hours ago. And she also was in court, so we're going to see what she can tell us. She says, a Canton resident who was at CF McCarthy's with John O'Keefe and Karen Reed has now decided to tell his story. James Sullivan says his police interview was leaked shortly after he gave it in May of 2022. Remember, this is way before Aidan Kearney ever started reporting about Karen Reed. He didn't start reporting on Karen Reed until a year later, till April of 2023. He alleges that Chris Albert confronted him in June of 2022 with details from his witness statement before it was public. Sullivan also claims that Sergeant Sean Good said that the Canton police were, quote, great at covering up murders. What? She also does TikTok, yes. Days later, he said he received an anonymous text containing a photo of him and Karen from CF McCarthy's, along with false personal allegations. What? If Sullivan's allegations are true, they raise serious questions about how witness information was handled and whether a cooperating witness was intimidated or retaliated against instead of protected. One question deserves an answer. How was Sullivan's interview leaked? According to the police report, only James Sullivan, Trooper Michael Proctor, and Trooper Christopher Moore were present during the interview. Sullivan would not have had a copy of the police report. If Chris Albert knew details from them, that interview before they became public, how did he learn them? Massachusetts witness intimidation statute, and we know that very well, 268 section 13B, prohibits intimidating, harassing, misleading, or retaliating against someone because they provided information in a criminal investigation. Wait, what? Do you think it's going to turn out that people like Chris Albert, that the Hos defendants, the Hos plaintiffs, were actually intimidating witnesses before Aidan Kearney ever became involved in this case? What? Imagine that. Interesting, huh? What? If Sullivan's account is accurate, it appears far more consistent with the type of conduct this statute was intended to address than the witness intimidation allegations brought against Karen Reed and Aidan Kearney. Just as concerning are the implications if a law enforcement officer retaliated against or attempted to intimidate a private citizen simply because that citizen did not believe the Commonwealth's theory of the case. Citizens are free to question the government's narrative, discuss the evidence, and form their own opinions without fear of harassment or retaliation. If those allegations are true, they strike at the heart of the public's trust in law enforcement. It is also worth noting that Trooper Proctor lived in Canton, and Lieutenant Brian Tully was seen in town on multiple occasions socializing with certain witnesses during the investigation. Those facts do not establish who leaked Sullivan's interview, but they do raise legitimate questions about how confidential witness information may have been handled. Wow, pull up, bang, bang. This is a year before Aidan Kearney this was even on his radar, before he ever talked about it. So here are some screenshots from the CF McCarthy's surveillance cam. And there's Karen and John speaking to this guy, Sullivan. Wow. And here's Mike Camerano's testimony from trial 1. I think we need to hear it.
Sully.
Hold on. Remember, Mike Camerano testified in trial 1. Nobody ever called James Sullivan. Here it is.
You see Mr. O'Keefe speaking to another gentleman, is that correct?
Yes.
You know who that person is?
Yes.
And who is that person?
Sully.
And do you know his first name or anything beyond his?
Oh, Sully. Hold on. Let me take down Emily's comment so you can see the captions if you need it. Plot thickens. Hold on. Because I also have his witness statement. Hold on.
You see Mr. O'Keefe speaking to another gentleman, is that correct?
Yes.
You know who that person is?
Yes.
And who is that person?
Sully.
And do you know his first name or anything beyond his Sully?
Sully. I don't know his first name.
And how is it that you know him?
Kids play baseball with his son.
So in addition to your son playing baseball with Mr. O'Keefe's nephew, Mr. Roberts, does he have a son that's around the same age?
Correct.
And this individual, Sully, he has a child that plays baseball with the three of your kids?
Correct.
Is that someone that you had contacted to meet there, or he just happened to be?
He just happened to be there.
You see Mr. O'Keefe speaking to another gentleman, is that correct?
Yes.
You know who that
Okay. All right.
Yes.
So that was Camerano's testimony about Sully, but hold on because we're going to look at Mr. James Sullivan's tweets and also his witness statement. Proctor, she said she made a typo. That Proctor still lives in Canton, she said. Here's James Sullivan's tweets. June of 2022 at D&E Pizza. Chris Albert said to him, everybody knows somebody named Sully, right? Who doesn't have like 5 friends named Sully? James Sullivan, this was, I guess, yesterday. June 2022 at D&E Pizza. Chris Albert, I didn't know you were at the bar that night. Me, you were there? I didn't see you there. How did you know I was there? Chris said, your witness statement. Me, that's public? Chris, yeah, it's online. Anyone can see it. Michael Proctor was discussing my witness statement with Chris Albert in June of 2022. Always. I mean, a year before Turtleboy ever got involved. You'll come to find out why soon. Spoiler alert, it was not public information. That was something that James Sullivan tweeted. Okay, wait, because there's more. And then tweeted this. August 4th of 2023. Okay, so this is after Aidan Kearney became involved. Canton is receiving a police escort to Connecticut, CT, for the LLWS. I don't know what that is. Do you? LLWS? The court said no cameras in the courtroom. So as far as I know, there's not a recording of the hearing. If we find it, we're going to pull it up. Until then, we're talking about other things that are very interesting and related to the same saga. What is LLWS? Sergeant Sean Good is in one of the cruisers. Lieutenant Edward Lehane is in the other one. Oh, remember, he was involved in Rubber Ducky Gate. Little League World Series. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so Canton's receiving a police escort to Connecticut for the Little League World Series. Sergeant Sean Good is in one of the cruisers. Lieutenant Edward Lehane is in the other one. Me. You guys are great for doing this. Good. You know what else we're great at? Me. What's that? Good. Covering up murders. Good said that to him. Me meaning James Sullivan. I'm in the voice of James Sullivan now. This is his tweet. I'm not saying you guys had anything to do with it, but you have to admit that it's effed up. 3 nights later, while waiting for the first game to start, Little League World Series game, I got a text. It's a picture of me and Karen from CF McCarthy's. It reads, this man's name, hold please while I get the next screen. This man's name is James. He gets a text. It reads, this man's name is James Sullivan. He's a known philanderer with 5 children. He just got through a messy divorce and was seen hitting on Karen Reed the weekend before at a baseball game. And then there's a picture of what? I'm not sure. There's some trees. It looks like a police car. But wait, there's more. And remember and remind me, because a lot of you told me this. Many people I'm not even going to say, but people like to remain confidential and they don't want their names out there if they live locally. And you guys told me that people on their Facebook posts were getting threatened on their Facebook posts with information that nobody knew. And I said to you, do you think that Chris Albert's camera outside D&E Pizza was picking up audio from people sitting on the bench outside CF McCarthy's? And so they learned some people's dirty secrets or deep, dark secrets that they would, tell each other on the bench outside D&E while they're outside smoking a cigarette, leaving the bar or after having a couple of drinks, and that he knew all these secrets about people in town. I don't know if that's true. Again, rumor. Here's the Michael Proctor's witness statement of James Sullivan, dated May 24th, 2022. Okay. Yes, you're right. The correct spelling is Lehan, Leham. Lehan. He was involved in Richard Schiffer's investigation about the rubber ducks. All right. So here's two Tully from Proctor. This is the interview of James Sullivan regarding John O'Keefe motor vehicle homicide. This was taken on May 18th of 2022. And he drafted it right away. 6 days later, but still. On May 18th, 2022, at approximately 2:30 p.m., Trooper Christopher Moore and I met with James Sullivan. And then it just says a blank. It's redacted. I don't know if it says what he does for a living. I don't know why it's redacted, but it's redacted. Throughout the investigation into the death of John O'Keefe, detectives retrieved security video from CF McCarthy's bar in Canton. I viewed the video and observed John and Karen Reed inside the bar for several hours. While at CF McCarthy's, I observed John and Karen have a conversation with James Sullivan. As patrons began leaving McCarthy's, the three stood by the bar, consumed drinks, and conversed for approximately 1 hour. Wow, they really did a deep dive into the footage. James met John O'Keefe through sports, and that says blank, and his son play baseball and basketball together. I guess his son played in the Little League World Series. James knew John for approximately 1 year, and the first time he met Karen was Friday, January 28th, 2022 at CF McCarthy's bar. James stated he arrived at CF McCarthy's at approximately 8:30 p.m. and left around 10:30 p.m. Okay, so that's the first time he ever met Karen, but he knew John for about a year because their kids played baseball together. James was there with a couple of his friends, Tim O'Brien and Mike Welch. James stated while at CF McCarthy's that he encountered Mike Camerano and Kurt Roberts. While engaged in conversation with John and Karen, James stated the two looked happy and Karen appeared to be in a good mood. James described Karen as being toasted. It's in quotes with a capital T. Toasted with a capital T. And she was consuming mixed drinks. James did not observe any injuries to John while at CF McCarthy's and did not observe anyone arguing with one another. James stated John was consuming beer and Karen a clear liquid mixed cocktail. James described the conversation with Karen and John as nothing out of the ordinary, and the topic was just random stuff. James stated he left before Karen and John had no knowledge they were going to the Waterfall bar across the street. Prior to James leaving, video showed he purchased a round of shots at approximately 22:29 p.m., timestamp on video. John, James, and a male wearing a black shirt consumed theirs, and Karen poured hers into the drink she was consuming. XOXO, Michael Proctor, Norfolk, SPDU. Why is James Sullivan speaking out now? Did Michael Proctor lie when he said that Sullivan said Karen Reed was toasted? Was that a lie? Why threaten this guy? Right. Why threaten this guy? I don't know. Maybe he really didn't tell Proctor that she was toasted. Maybe that's a lie. Maybe he embellished a little bit. I mean, we saw his text messages and we saw that he's thinks about planting evidence on people. One of his messages uncovered by Rosemary Scapicchio to Sean Good, I think it was to Sean Good, said, I'm thinking about maybe I'll shove a nightstick up his butt, plant a bag of Coke on him and say, you're coming in. I find it interesting. Do you? Let me see if he said anything more here.
You see Mr. O'Keefe speaking to another.
We watched the video. So why did Michael Sullivan all of a sudden decide to come out with this? Why was he being threatened by Sean Good? Had he been vocal saying that he thought they covered up a murder and then Sean Good was like threatening him? What else was in Sean Good's phone? What else was in Proctor's phone? Very interesting. Mama of Medic says if he just met her, how would he know she was toasted? Great question. Great question. Thoughts, questions, comments, concerns. Elizabeth became a member. Welcome. City Girl says, have you heard that Colin might have defrauded the U.S. government? I mean, I hear people talking about it, but what email address can I send you the scoop? The email address, my email address, the only one that I use for this channel is in the show notes below. You can send it to me, but I'm not necessarily going to publish it. Fanbase at mlittlelaw.com. Gretchen, welcome. Thanks for becoming a member. City Girl, thank you for your super chat. And Bonnie Mae says, my house is a meat locker in summer. Nobody else said Karen was drunk. That's right. Everyone else said that she seemed fine. She seemed fine. You're a girl after my own heart, Bonnie Mae. Poppy says, creamsicles was my favorite as a kid. I've been here for a while, but I always love your brilliance and beauty. Oh, thank you so much. I will have a great time in London. Thank you. Thank you so much. Diane says, thanks. Love and peace. Diane from Weymouth. Thank you, Diane. Reality with Kristen Marie says, I never understood the psychology behind my Real Housewives committing fraud while on TV. This is worse than Normal Wives of Liarville. Thanks, Clara, for becoming a member. Angela says, as usual, their accusations are a confession. June Mom says, have a wonderful time and stay safe. The heat in the UK is not like what we have. I'm assuming it's an evening show. Bath is a nice place to visit, but might be too far from London. Got to go to Harrods. Thanks. Thanks, June Mom. Bridget says 56 minutes behind. Love me some Melanie. Love you too, Bridget. Heather, thank you. I will have a great time. Yeah, so please don't send me messages like, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to be on the air from Wednesday through Sunday. Unless I get bored over there and I decide that I have enough internet to come on. And usually when I'm traveling, because I'm done carrying all my equipment across the country and across the world, I will just come on and talk to you with no like fancy equipment or anything like that. Becca says, thanks for the company. I'm in the hospital with strokes. Oh my gosh. Everyone send healing vibes to Becca. Healing vibes to Becca. I'm sending you all the healing vibes. I hope you get really, 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 really better. Really, 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 really soon. Thank you, Becca, for being here for 10 months. Jon Comeau just posted an update. You guys are so collaborative. You're so collaborative. Let's see. Let's see here. See? Let's see. Okay, let's see what he's got to say. Jon Comeau, for those of you who don't know, lives in Canton or lived in Canton. He's been very vocal since the beginning of this. He went to all the Canton board meetings and he was always talking and they threatened him. Colin Albert did prank calls to him and like accused him of like sending nudes to his stepdaughter, like disgusting. And then the stepdaughter showed up. Remember that at one of those Canton Town Select Board meetings? It was wild. So he goes by Dixie Normus, which is kind of funny, on the cesspool. And he tweeted 2 minutes ago, many of you have seen Canton resident and witness James Sullivan replying to some of my posts. We have now seen the police report. We just read it. And what stands out is not just what James said, happened early on. It is the fact that Chris Albert, who was supposedly just a witness at that point, apparently knew about James Sullivan's statement to police. Why would one witness have access to information from another witness's statement early in an active investigation? If everyone was merely a witness, why was that information being shared? Who shared it and why? Now we can tell you the rest of the story. Oh, what? He's going to tell us the rest of the story? Well, we know. I mean, let's use our context clues first. We know that Chris Albert is brothers with Brian Albert, Boston PD, who is also brothers. They're also brothers with Kevin Albert, who was a Canton police detective or something. He was an officer at Canton PD. Okay. Now we can tell you the rest of the story. Tell us everything. This was never simply about James being at CF McCarthy's at the same time as Karen Reed and John O'Keefe. The real issue is that when James finally got the chance to see the actual police report for himself, it did not match what he says he told police, and Toasted was nothing close to what the story was. Wow. And he was not going to testify to something he says was not true. Because early in this case, before the public knew much of anything, people inside the Canton circle seemed to know exactly what witnesses were saying or what the reports claimed they were saying. And when a witness starts getting pressure, questions, or reminders from people who should not even know the contents of his statement, that is not normal. There had been also some chatter out there that Karina Kolakithis was being threatened by someone, remember? And then it came out like during trial too. And Alan Jackson wanted to get into that with Karina while she was on the stand, and they did a sidebar and he was not allowed to. Remember? I do. Oh, please. Do you think Chris Albert's going to be charged with witness intimidation? Oh, I'm here for season 4. And this is in a response to Masshole Mafia, who I guess got her account back. And she said he described her as toasted, as in extremely intoxicated. That was helpful to the Commonwealth, you idiot. Everyone's an idiot to Kate Peter. Wow. It's all coming out. It's all coming out. And I'll tell you something about Jon Comeau. He does his due diligence. And so I know that when he tweets something, he has receipts. He's no joke. Here you go. Here's more. Because there's always more. After James Sullivan made a statement that did not help the prosecution narrative, why was someone later sending around a personal smear about him using a picture of him and Karen Reed? Sure as hell looks like someone wanted a known witness to know, quote, "We see you, we know who you talk to, and we can make this personal." Once again, the pattern is not about finding the truth. It's about controlling who talks, who testifies, and who gets publicly punished for not helping the narrative. The number of witnesses this is happening to is growing. Lucky. James Sullivan. I think Bell is Ashley Bell. Is that Ashley Bell? She spoke once or held up a sign once at a Canton Select Board meeting. I don't know her connection to this really, but I think that's who they're talking about. If anybody knows about Ashley Bell, let me know how they got to Ashley Bell and why. Nick and Karina Kolakithis and Nicholas Barros. This is true intimidation, Sherilyn. The question is anybody going to do anything about it? Is anybody going to be prosecuted, or is this just going to be like business as usual? Turtleboy was right. Carrie B says, you saying the cops lied in a police report and can testify to that? Excellent. Well, remember, I mean, there were many witnesses who said that Michael Proctor's statement was not accurate, right? I know Jennifer McCabe was crossed on some of her, because she said Karen Reed seemed fine. She seemed fine. Everybody's in a great mood. Everyone was having a good time. She didn't seem drunk at all. All the witnesses who were at the waterfall said to Proctor, Karen didn't seem drunk at all. Ashley Bell has to do with Sandra's case. Somebody said, that's right. Maybe she had something to do with Robert Devine and or Matthew Farwell and or his twin brother. We just read the witness statement, so we don't need to read it again, but let's go back. Wow. Oh, please. I mean, are you shocked or not really? Remember Lally called in the trial number 1, Lally called every single witness who walked by 34 Fairview, every single person who showed up there. It was like the parade of idiots. It was like every single, not that anybody's an idiot. Some of them are. Every single first responder, every single person on the fire truck, every single person who was an EMT, every single person who ever went to that crime scene, every single person who was at CF McCarthy's and the waterfall never called this guy James Sullivan, because James Sullivan was probably like, Lally went to prep him probably for testimony, and he was shown his statement and he's like, I never said that. And so that's why they never called him. How much do you want to make a bet? And when Chris Albert spoke the other night on Friday night at the Juneteenth Gala for the Hos defendants who sold merch that says testify in giant letters, but are trying not to testify, he said, what happened to Colin, my son Colin, was a travesty. It is the worst thing that's ever happened in the world, or something such as like that. It was wild. I don't know. Somebody said that Boozy just said that that Tully's trying to duck his deposition or something, but I don't see that here. Every single person shoveled the apron. Yep. Alicia says, can Karen's team do a new subpoena for records from Proctor or Canton PD that have Sullivan in it? They can subpoena anything they want. They may have his statement, but this guy's being threatened by Sean Good as they're heading to the Little League World Series. Very interesting. Very interesting. Hang on one second. Thank you, Connie, for buying me a matcha latte. She says, you're informative and hilarious. Thank you. You guys want good phone extractions? Yep. Don't we all? Well, I don't know. Apparently the cameras were not allowed in today. So now I got to go back and change my thumbnail. What should we call it today? What should we call it today? I think Boozy does have a YouTube channel too, but I think she posts, and she also has a TikTok. I don't have any motion papers for Aidan Kearney yet, so when I get them, if I get them, I will come back on and talk to you about them. But apparently there was no camera allowed in the courtroom today, so we didn't get the hearing, but we learned a lot about James Sullivan and about him being threatened. I wonder, will any witness intimidation charges come from that? I mean, that's title, the episode, the stream that could have been. Thank you, Nurse Pink Lola. Yeah, somebody give me an idea. Now I got to go make another damn thumbnail. Will says the glare was right about the shoe. Always makes a great title. It does, except that's not what we were talking about today. The stream that could have been close, but no banana. Damn it. Janet. Oh, that reminds me. Damn it, Janet. Rocky Horror Picture Show is back on Broadway. I can't wait to go see that. One of my favorite shows ever. There's some, there's theater in London too, I hear. Yeah, Sunshine says, hey, Judge Gildea, what happened to transparency? What happened to transparency? No transparency. The hearing that dodged its deposition. Title, Truth Dies in Darkness. Oh, that's good. That's good. Gotta take notes because I'll forget. Oh, look, something shiny. Yeah, I wonder if they had things to say about this whole James Sullivan thing. What? Did anybody miss the audio of Chris Albert's speech? Did you miss the audio from Chris Albert's speech from the Juneteenth gala? Because if you missed it, I can play that again for some of you. Maybe I'll just play that portion. Hold on for a second. I mean, it was so tone deaf. His speech was so tone deaf. All he cares about is him and his family. It was nothing about, had nothing to do. Oh, hold on. Here we go. Chris Albert got up and he gave a little speech. Here we go. He starts off by thanking everyone who put this together. The fundraiser gala. The photo is AI. The photo is not real. The audio is real. The audio, oops. The audio was recorded by a woman who went to the fundraiser and made friends with Brian Higgins. Okay, so just listen to the audio. This is Loophole Lawyer's video. High noon in a can. I guess that's AI too. I don't know. Listen, this is Chris Albert's speech.
We're here with you, so appreciate it again.
Okay, that's not him. This is him.
Put this together tonight.
Hold on. I have to boost the audio because it's not loud enough. All right, tell me if you can hear it better now.
Kate Peter, Carrie Lama, Denise Galvin, Michelle Galvin, Kayla, Sully, whoever else is over there selling the merchandise.
Okay, the third
Okay, it does sound like it was recorded on a potato, but it was somebody recording it, I guess, on their phone or something. And so, yeah, it's going to be a little bit, it's going to be a little bit grainy or whatever you call it on audio. But so let's not complain. Let's just be grateful. Let's just be grateful that we have something. He says the third best pizza in Canton. I guess, are there only 3 pizza shops in Canton?
Tonight to put this together. We greatly appreciate it. Without the help of all you guys, we wouldn't be here right now. I want to thank all the personalities that are here tonight. That I've met some of you. I haven't met all of you. I hope to meet whoever I didn't get.
All of the personalities that are here tonight. I'm willing to bet that there was barely anyone in that room who had a personality at all, except for maybe the girl who recorded this. All of the personalities who came here tonight. Remember the sign of all the sponsors. Only one person used their actual name. Everyone else used their Twitter handle. And so all of the personalities who are here tonight. So what are these internet personalities that you're getting to meet? Chris Albert, former Town Select Board member, guy who threatened James Sullivan about his witness statement before Turtleboy ever got involved in reporting on this case. Wow. Is that why he ran for Canton Select Board? Did he even run? Was there an election? Did he just get a point? How did that work exactly? They stuffed the ballot box. What happened during the election? When did he run? It was like April of 2023, right? All the personalities. Okay.
That I've met some of you. I haven't met all of you. I hope to meet whoever I didn't get to meet tonight. But thank you for coming tonight. It means a lot in your continuous advocacy for us online, not even knowing who we are and stuff.
So a lot of strangers showed up, it sounds like to me. A lot of strangers showed up who didn't even know them at all. The online minions showed up and paid however much money to go to the gala. Was it black tie? Charlie Brown's Christmas tree was there. Okay.
Stepping up and doing that, it means a lot. It's a great, it means the world to us. Because, you know, initially when this all happened, we were like floored. We didn't even understand it. Go back to April 18th or 17th of 2023 when the first article dropped. We were like...
When the first article dropped. Hasn't it been shown that they knew exactly who Turtleboy was before that? They were floored, he says. The captions say flawed. And that is one thing that is flawed about Loophole Lawyer's video, is that he doesn't change the captions to match the actual words. See how it says, we were flawed? We were like flawed. He says floored, but he and his family did know who Turtleboy was. Didn't Julie Albert at one point say that her greatest fear in life was being on Turtleboy? What?
The world to us. Because, you know, initially when this all happened, we were like floored. We didn't even understand it. Go back to April 18th or 17th of 2023 when the first article dropped. We were like, what the fuck is this? Like, what is a Turtleboy? Like, what is that thing? Like, so when we first found out about it, it was kind of like, unfortunately, it was about my son and my brother, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this isn't real life. This can't be real life. Well, it's not a big deal. It'll just blow over. Like, this is...
You thought it would just blow over? You thought it would just blow over? You thought you could threaten people to shut them up? You thought you could just put Aidan Kearney in jail for 60 days and that would shut him up? Because you did that. You and your people did that. I'm going to point out again that the Canton Select Board is the boss of the Canton Police Department. So they called the shots on what the Canton Police Department did do, set up Aidan Kearney after his indictment in August of 2023 and his arrest. He was let out on bail. There was a little bump or push and maybe a fake grand jury subpoena served on Lindsay Gattani because they knew Lindsay would call Aidan to talk about it, to say, I got served with a grand jury subpoena to come in and testify at a grand jury against you. And they used that to bump him, to get him, to put him in jail, which they did for 60 days. They thought it was just going to blow over. And when it didn't, the lengths that they went to, in my opinion, perhaps, maybe people would think. But it is true that Aidan Kearney was incarcerated from around Christmas of 2023 until late February of 2024. And then when he got out and he went to one of Karen Reed's hearings, Paul O'Keefe escorted a woman to court with them that had a restraining order against Aidan Kearney. So Aidan Kearney had to leave the courtroom. This is how things operate there in Massachusetts, in Norfolk County specifically. In fact, last night, if you weren't here, Saturday night, actually, we were here until about 1:30 in the morning laughing about the rubber duck report against Richard Schiffer, owner of Canton Fence Company, who put little rubber ducks, who had little rubber ducks in his truck with stickers on the bottom that said Colin did it, or other little rubber ducks that said IYKYK, and some Monopoly money that was stamped Officer John O'Keefe, last watch, 2/29/22, which Detective Tim the Toolman Taylor discovered was not the real date, and also knew that 2022 wasn't a leap year. Some of those $100 bills were littered around D&E Pizza, and so Chris Albert was the driving force behind that investigation. You just can't make it up. All right? They thought it was going to blow over. Let's hear that again. I was kind of like...
Unfortunately, it was about my son and my brother, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this isn't real life. This can't be real life. Well, it's not a big deal. It'll just blow over. Like, this is just some random, like, tabloid magazine or whatever. And then it started developing, and I'm like, holy fucking shit, this is real. So, but initially, we didn't get the support because, you know, the truth doesn't sell. The truth is kind of blah, and it's kind of boring, but the truth is important. Without the truth, we don't have anything in our lives. So all the people that have stepped up, got in our corner, and, you know, most of you didn't even really know us. Some of you did, some of you didn't. But I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart and from my family. Thank you for doing what you've done and what you continue to do. It means the world to all of us, to all. It means the world to... It means the world to me, my wife, my children, my brother, his family, Jen's family, Brian Higgins, and everyone that has been affected by this travesty.
Infected by this travesty. He's calling this a travesty. What happened to Richard Schiffer is a travesty. What happened to Karen Reed is a travesty. Listen to this again. The lack of self-awareness is wild. I have BoozeyBeauty's TikTok. I'm going to pull that up after this.
My brother, his family, Jen's family, Brian Higgins, and everyone that has been affected by this travesty. It means the world. I don't know what it is. Yeah. It means the world to Colin. My son Colin right now is down in South Carolina. He joined the military. He joined the Army. And, you know, what has happened to Colin is just, it's a travesty. It's nothing like the world has ever seen. He should never have.
It's nothing like the world has ever seen. What has happened to Colin? It's a travesty. It is like nothing the world has ever seen. It is like nothing the world has ever seen. I don't know, Chris Albert. Is it like Karen Reed being tried twice for murder when John O'Keefe was not hit by a car, having to sell everything she owns, lost her job, her health insurance, her 401ks, selling her house, being $5 million in debt to her attorneys? Is it like that? Is it like what happened to Sandra Birchmore when she was murdered and her unborn baby was murdered by a Stoughton police officer and her case was quickly ruled a suicide by the Canton PD and the MSP who covered that up for another cop? Is it kind of like that? Is it like what happened to Justin Root? Because trust me, they're going to be looking into that too. Those kind of travesty. Is it like what happened to Peter Berger, the exchange student, who was killed when you hit him with your car back in the 90s, fled the scene, and didn't wait to turn yourself in for 30 hours when you showed up with your lawyer, who happens to be the brother of Judge Beverly Cannoni? Is it kind of like that? Is it like the death of Peter Berger? You didn't even stop. And then you did 6 months. I don't even know if he actually really did 6 months. He was sentenced to 6 months. Chris Albert was back in the 90s when he killed Peter Berger. Is it like that? Is it like what happened to Peter Berger? Is it like that? Like a guy like you only gets 6 months because you got a connected family? It is something that the world has, unlike the world has ever seen.
The fact that this did happen to him, it has happened to.
He doesn't seem very bothered, Chris Albert. He doesn't seem very bothered by what happened to him, the way he was on the stand. He didn't really seem bothered by it. But tell us, I mean, did he have mental health treatment?
Right now is down in South Carolina. He joined the military. He joined the Army. And, you know, what has happened to Colin is just, it's a travesty. It's nothing like the world has ever seen. It should never happen to anybody. And the fact that this...
Nothing like the world has ever seen. It should never happen to anybody. Peter Berger is dead because that POS dolt didn't stop to help. Thank you, Linus. That's a great question. I wonder if Peter Berger would be alive right now if he stopped and called 911 and got, you know, life-saving measures there right away. How bad was that car accident that a man died in it? And you just kept going? Horrific.
It happened to him. It has happened to all of us. I mean, what's happened to Jen, what's happened to Brian, me, my wife, Nicole, you know, our children, all of us. It's disgusting, and it should never happen. There's no place.
I mean, I would clap back and say what happened to Karen Reed was disgusting. It was disgusting. And the more that comes out, the more we know The more we know, the more we're learning about James Sullivan and why he wasn't called to testify at trial, because he never said Karen Reed was toasted. Michael Proctor put that in his report. And when Lally went to prep him for the deposition, he's like, I'm not testifying to that. Lally didn't, I didn't tell Proctor that. Ridiculous.
In a civilized society for this.
There's no place in a civilized society for this. You know what there's no place in a civilized society for? A 38-page investigation into the sprinkling of monopoly money and rubber ducks around the town of Canton because you didn't like it. Colin did it, could have stood for anything. Colin did it. He graduated high school. But no, you weaponized the police force against a man for rubber ducks and monopoly money. That shouldn't happen in a civilized society either. Laws should not be weaponized against people that the Albert family don't like. Like Aidan Kearney for exercising his First Amendment. You didn't like that either. You put him in jail. That wasn't enough. His trial comes up in December. Maybe there's a motion coming soon. I don't know. It's disgusting, he says.
Disgusting, and it should never happen. There is no place in a civilized society for this to happen. It should never happen again. So, I just want to say, once again, thank you guys all for being here. I don't know what else I can say right now, but just keep up the good fight.
The good fight?
Keep up the good fight.
Keep up the good fight for what? For justice for Jon O'Keefe? You didn't mention Jon O'Keefe at all. Keep up the fight for justice for Jon O'Keefe so maybe we can figure out who really murdered him? Because he wasn't hit by a car, so that means something else happened to him. What are they fighting for? Are they fighting for you? You're not even a party to any lawsuit. Nobody sued you, and you didn't sue anyone. Keep up the good fight for what?
And that's it. I guess that's all I got. Thank you. Appreciate it.
I don't know what that woman said. Chris Albert's so good that you got a what?
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Chris Albert's so good that he got a console. I don't even know what that means. But somebody made a joke about a Ford Edge in there, and everybody started laughing. Because why is that funny? Nobody ever looked into the Ford Edge that Lucky said he saw in front of 34 Fairview. Nobody ever looked into that. They didn't look into that the same way that they looked into the Toyota Tundra that Rich Schiffer was driving. I mean, you can't make it up. All right, let's look at Boozey's. Let's look at Boozey's TikTok. Wait a second. Okay. Go. Oh, please. TikTok is weird when you have it on a desktop. It doesn't like to it doesn't play nicely. All right, hang on. Let's go here. And she went to the hearing and she's updating. Please go follow her on BoozeyBeauty on TikTok if you're on the TikTok. Here it is.
I am just getting out of the hearing about Colin Albert's deposition. Now, this was continued until today from last week. I'll have a more in-depth video coming up, but just going over the basics of what happened. So last week we heard that Attorney Tuxbury was not going to be available for this hearing, and we all thought that his associate, Attorney Murphy, was going to be stepping in for him. But no, that's not who showed up. Mr. Bigwig from Connecticut, Attorney Chris Maddie, actually showed up. The issue is, though, he's not pro-hawked, aka he's not allowed in this case, but just out of desperation, no no one objected for him to argue on the behalf of Colin Albert. And what we all expected, his main argument that now Colin Albert is active duty, and they're really trying to reframe Colin's character here. And again, they're saying that Attorney Rosenberg, who is one of Karen Reed's attorneys, completely canceled the subpoena in order to not depose Colin Albert, which we all know that is not what the email said. The email said rescheduled because they don't have the documentation yet, because Colin Albert has not given any documents. And the main issue is Attorney Maddie stated that he has tried calling whoever he has to call at the U.S. Army 4 times now, has left 4 different messages, and has not gotten a response. But he is also stating that Colin Albert is not in this ASVAB training, that he is in basic training. However, that's not what Tuxbury said. Tuxbury said he was in a 3-week school. So technically speaking, Colin is not enlisted yet. He can be pulled out of this school at any point. But they're essentially making it out to be like, nope, it's so impossible. No one's answering us. Colin's a non-party. He's a victim. Look at him building his character, yada, yada, yada. And of course, Attorney Rosenberg, Karen Reed's attorney, is like, okay, we will help you in whatever way we need to. But as a reminder, we are rescheduling the deposition. We never canceled it. So.
Oh, I see you, Boozy. Yada, yada, yada. First of all, Seinfeld reference. Second of all, yada. Y-A-C-H-T-A. Yada, yada, yada. I see you, girl.
Whatever you need to help push this along, let's do it. Let's figure out the documentation and let's figure out the deposition. But even the communications over the weekend regarding the documentation that Colin Albert is supposed to hand over is still pending. They are still arguing over it because Colin's side is trying to say that, well, it's too broad, and we even agreed to expand a little bit. And so, essentially what they told Rosenberg on Friday was like such a limited expansion. So then Rosenberg, Karen's side, significantly cut it down, like compared to what they were asking for. And even still, they don't want to hand over on Colin Albert's side. They don't want to hand over whatever they want. Attorney Maddie's main argument being relevance. That's essentially it. And if you actually know the rules, like he's a non-third party, so he doesn't really have the chance to even object to relevance of the documentation. You can argue scope and the burden, but you can't argue much of anything else that they were trying to do. So that is on a to be continued. There's also a big update on the motion to compel in regard to Brian Albert, Nicole Albert, Jen McCabe, Matt McCabe, and Allie McCabe.
Hold on one second. Okay, so Chris Maddie shows up. He's not pro-hocked in, but nobody complained, so they let him argue. He's from, I think, Connecticut. He's the guy who got a big verdict against Alex Jones that was never collected. And he's saying Colin absolutely is in basic training right now. He's not in the preschool, the 3-week preschool anymore. He's absolutely in basic training now. Let's do the math. So today's the 22nd. I don't remember when he went away, but if he went away June 1st, it would be just almost exactly 3 weeks, right? And he says he's actually in basic training now, and he's called 4 times and left 4 messages, and he can't get anybody on the phone. So, why are they fighting so hard not to have Colin Albert deposed? Was it Colin's dream to go into the Army? Where are his friends? They would know. Was Brian Albert Jr. in the military and home on leave? Because that was in the papers too. Is Allie McCabe really his cousin? Because he swore to that under oath when he signed his affidavit. I have so many questions. Boozy Boozy's the shit. Go subscribe to her on all platforms. Usually she's in the chat here, but apparently she's driving home from court in Plymouth. They turned the cameras off. They said no cameras today. There was no Zoom. They don't want the public talking about this, but she's doing the Lord's work, and so we're talking about it.
As well as Brian.
And so this is about the motion
Matt McCabe
to
and Allie McCabe, as well as McCabe, Compel. There's also a big update on.
Remember, I guess there's a motion to compel Brian Albert, Nicole Albert, Jen McCabe, and Matt McCabe, their depositions, and they said they can't possibly come until late July or August. So let's hear this update from our in-court correspondent, BoozeyBeauty.
On the motion to compel in regard to Brian Albert, Nicole Albert, Jen McCabe, Matt McCabe, and Allie McCabe, as well as Brian Tully. I kid you not. No one wants to be deposed. No, why are they all running scared? If none of you did anything wrong, why are you all so nervous?
Why are you selling merch that says testify on it in giant letters? Testify. When all of you are fighting so hard not to. Right? And many of you brought your own lawsuit as plaintiffs for defamation. You're gonna have to testify.
Anyways, I will have a full in-depth video coming soon. I need to drive home. I'm still at the courthouse. I am just getting out of the hearing.
Thank you for doing Lord's work. So follow her on all things social so that you can get her update later. They don't want to testify. Why? I mean, your whole platform is built on Testify. Testify.org, I think. D, thank you for 20 says, did the FBI know this part about Sully? I don't know. That's a great question. I don't know. I don't know if they interviewed him. I mean, since now he's tweeting about it, he would probably say he was interviewed by the FBI if he was. But that's a good point. Proctor's bottomless drawer is here and says, go to the Tower of London if you like castles. I love castles. I love castles. I love it with all my heart too. Laura says, go to Bath. Love the Roman baths and architecture. Thank you, Laura, for your super chat. Hamnesia Boot Camp Hulda says, can we watch the Derek Kearney song together? It's all you and cupcakes. I saw Rocky Horror and London best ever. I haven't watched it yet. I don't like to put anything up on the screen that I haven't watched already myself because I don't know if there's language in it. I'll watch it and then I'll play it next time. But thank you very much for promoting Derek Kearney. He's a gem. City Girl says, I can't believe that loophole lawyer went to the fundraiser. He did not go. That's false information. He didn't go. A girl that he knows went, and then she sent him the audio. I will guide you over and tell you to go watch her interview. Maybe I can even set it up to redirect you. She did an interview last night on Jon Comeau's channel. Loophole lawyer was also there. And she spoke for a long time about the fundraiser, and she got along very well with Jen McCabe and Brian Higgins, and he did not go. So that's not real. That was his type of humor. And during Chris Albert's speech, Canton police showed up because of a bomb threat. That is true. And I say whoever did that should be fully prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, because that is not funny, cute, or in any way appropriate or legal. Swatting is bad. And I hope they find out who did it, and I hope they prosecute him. Okay, that shouldn't be done. But nobody even really left the room when they were sweeping for the bombs, and Canton PD came in, and trust me, I think, in my opinion, even if Canton PD found a bomb, they certainly wouldn't know what to do with it. And why would they just not take it seriously enough to evacuate the entire building, call in the bomb squad? You don't joke around with stuff like that. You can't just assume that it's a joke. Does anybody watch Tulsa King? Did anybody see the finale of Tulsa King? It's not a joke, okay? Thank you, Darlene McKenney, for gifting 5 memberships. You're amazing. Tracy Steedman, thank you for your super sticker and for tuning in from Australia. And Charissa says, thanks, Melanie. Safe travels and have a blast. Oh, Charissa. Charissa's the one who made this for us. Look at this. Everyone give Charissa her flowers because she made for us the Afro Man cupcake. There it is up in the corner. It's the Afro Man cupcake. Love you. Love you, girl. Bridget says, Melanie, frankincense oil, a couple drops to your face with the whipped tallow is fantastic for our facial skin. Thank you. Thank you. But I don't want to mess up the scent that I already bought. So if I had the plain one, I think that would be a great idea. But anybody else who wants to try that, Bridget is giving you some advice. Graham Tam says, if Colin lied on his SF-86 national security clearance form, that's a whole new episode. If you know, you know. Thank you, Graham Tam, for your 10. And Dunlap says, if his mother or father died, I bet they would reach him. I mean, Chris Matty said he made 4 phone calls. He left more messages. Right, Graham? I mean, right, Ann? I'm on the last super chat. Thanks, Ann, for your 5. James says, just to be nice and just because I love being a cupcake. Love my duck from Richie. Oh, you got a duck from Richie. Awesome, James. Thanks for your 5. Music to my salsa. When did Colin's lawyer leave those messages? I don't know. Could they have been during Friday's federal holiday? I don't know. But, you know, the Army never sleeps, right? It's not like the Army's taking a holiday, right? And who did they try to contact? So many questions. I don't know. I don't know if the judge pressed them for any more info than that. I don't really know. Tanya, thanks for your Venmo with lots of hot tips on where to go in London and where to go for dessert. Thank you so much. I'm kind of waiting to see if we get any papers on Aidan Kearney's case, but I don't think so yet. Kia says, oh, thank you. Liam Payne's young son is the sole beneficiary of the legendary singer's estate. That was so sad. Liam Payne's death is so sad. Thoughts, questions, comments. Nobody wants to be deposed. Nobody wants to be deposed. Motions upon motions upon motions, and they're paying. They're paying for those motions. I hope they made a lot of money at their fundraiser on Friday night because they're going to need it. Jody Mitchell says, another great show, Melanie. Have a great time in London. Thank you so much for your 20. Libra says, it is her favorite city in the world. Thank you. Thank you very much. I think what I'll do is I'll redirect you. Do you guys want to see the interview? Do you want to see the interview that Jon Comeau did with, Loophole Lawyer was on the show, and it is his friend. I didn't get a chance to watch the whole thing, but the parts that I did watch were just a little bit, I don't know. You tell me your thoughts. Why don't you go over there and watch it and then tell me your thoughts? She seems like a very nice girl, and she went in there with an open mind and an open heart. And she said that everybody was really, really, really nice to her, and I love that. I love that everybody was really nice to her. She drove all the way from New Jersey to go to that fundraiser. And she has some inside so she can tell you all about it. Her name, I think, is Dee Dee. Hold on one second. What's the name of the channel? Canton Chronicle? I guess he doesn't allow redirects, but I think you can go over there and watch it. Let me just pull up the stream for you so you know what you're looking for. And then I think Loophole Lawyer just put out a part 2 of the audio. Okay, it's like holy noise. All right, here's what it looks like so that you can go look for it and watch it and then get back to me and tell me your thoughts. Okay, oops. It looks like this. This is the name of the channel. It is the Canton Chronicle. And this is the stream. Sunday Night Live. Canton Gala revealed. You don't need to search for my ID. Let's meet tonight. All you had to do is ask. It's the Sunday Night Live from last night. So go check out that stream. And let me know what you think in the comments below the video. Bella Brad says, do you think they are all waiting for Karen to be deposed first? I don't know, maybe. I mean, I don't know what that has to do with their testimony. Here's the thing. Karen's never testified before in any proceeding, right? She's never testified in front of a grand jury. She's never testified in court. And the only thing that she has done is give interviews, right? Much of which, as always, anybody who's ever worked in television knows, or film, much of it winds up on the cutting room floor, right? So Karen Read has never given any testimony under oath. This will be her first time. She did sign one affidavit that was like a couple sentences long. Most of them, all of them actually, have testified in front of grand juries, and they've done, and they testified at the trial. And so they have been fighting to get the grand jury transcripts of their testimony. And Proctor has been fighting to get his phone extraction, because they all need to keep their stories straight and they need to testify the same way. So I don't think Karen's deposition going first has anything to do with it. That's my own personal opinion after being a civil litigator for, over 30 years. They just, for whatever reason, don't want to testify, and it's their whole damn slogan. So it's so confusing to me. Is it confusing to you too? All right, but I do have the teleportation set up. So if anybody is going live that you want me to send you to, just let me know because I can't teleport you there because they don't allow it or they don't have it set up or they don't even know. And where's Nancy? Has anybody found Nancy Guthrie yet? Has anybody found Nancy Guthrie yet? Wait, hold on a second. Something just popped up. Something just popped up here. Is this real? Oh, you know what? I don't even know if this is real, so I'm not going to put it up. But it has to do with the bomb search. I don't know. Mark Bederow was on Brother Counsel and said motions were coming, but wouldn't say, oh, you know who else is on the case now? Brian Enton. Did you see that? Check this out. Brian Enton is now covering and had Mark Bederow on his channel. Boy, the trolls are going crazy today. And you know Brian Enton, he leaves no stone uncovered. Where is Nancy? Still no Nancy? Brian Enton leaves no stone uncovered. He's got 600,000 subs already on YouTube. He does the Lord's work. And look at this. Yesterday's video that he put out, it's 44 minutes long. He interviews Bederow, which he doesn't promote in his thumbnail at all, but Bederow's on there. How Proctor's text and Karen Reed's lawsuit could free dangerous criminals. I don't know Brian Enton, but I would like to know Brian Enton. So maybe I could teleport you over there so you can watch Mark Bederow. But the trolls are going nuts. They are so not happy about it. Nope. Why do people not allow it? I don't know. Wouldn't they want people to redirect to their videos? It's crazy. But there it is. That's what it is. Al Proctor's texting Karen Reed's lawsuit. Hold on. Proctor. I'm trying to help the guy out here. Not that he needs my help, but he's already got 88,000 views or something on there. Can't do it. People need to know how to set their YouTube settings so that they can allow redirects, because otherwise they're missing out on an audience that might not other find it. But anyway, go over there and watch it. It's on Brian Enton Investigates, and then you can tell them that I sent you, and then maybe we can become friends or something, and I could have him on the channel. Wouldn't that be fun? There it is. It's this one.
Hey guys, thanks so much for checking out my show. Really, really appreciate you guys.
So that's it. Okay. Go on over there. Leave some comments. Oh, is it live only? I thought you could, maybe it is. Maybe you can only redirect from, but I thought I've redirected to other videos. I don't know if it has to be live or not. I'm not sure. Am I going to go live again if they post? Well, no, because here's the thing. They said there's no cameras allowed in the courtroom. So I don't think there is a video. I don't think there's going to be a video of it at all. Didn't Brian Enton gain his fame during the Gabby Petito case? I think, right? I think so. All right. Here's what I'll do. I'll link the video in the chat. That's how you do it. This is how we do it. So you can go watch it. Okay? Okay? There you go. Tell them I sent you. Okay? It's in the chat. I just linked it. All right. So there will be no video. But if there are papers on Aidan Kearney, I still need to pack for my trip. I don't know why I stress out about packing, but I do. I always overpack anyway. And so I still have to pack for my trip. Okay? I love you guys so much. Stay cool, stay kind, stay classy. All of you, stay safe. Don't believe everything you read on the internet. And, use your common sense. Like our friend, he's not our friend because I don't even know him, but I put him in the corner anyway. Charlie Deloach. We watched his interview the other day. His full interview. He was the foreman of the jury that acquitted Karen Reed. And he's got a lot of common sense, and a lot of people need common sense. Let me just make sure that I did properly thank everyone. And I also have to go deal with my my hot water heater. All right. I love you guys so much. Thank you, moderators. You're the greatest. Thank you, Rich Schiffer, for coming in today. Say goodbye to the rubber duck. You never know. It's only 5 p.m. Anything could happen. I could totally come back. Make sure your notifications are set, because if they're not set, you're not going to know. Then you're going to get mad at me. I don't like it when people are mad at me, but I do love each and every one of you. Remember, this is very simple. Be nice or leave. Be nice or leave. That's very, very, very easy. It's easy. All right. I got to find a stream for this and go make a whole new thumbnail and all that stuff. I'll see you guys real soon. Do you want the cupcake song to play you out? I mean, of course, right? Who doesn't like the cupcake song? This is Toy Box Media. TOI Box Media made this song. Check out all of the Easter eggs in this video, including Grateful Dead, Steely flags, and all other kinds of things, such as like that. Toy's the greatest. Enjoy. Love you guys. I might see you later. You never know. Oops. Well, no, that's not the way to do it, Melanie. You got to do it this way. Peace.
Ahoy! Welcome to the SS Cupcake Yacht Club. All aboard! SS Cupcake, steady vibes on love already. Floating on this don't see so sweet. Smooth and clean, I don't know what I mean. We're cruising. Gotta try. Yeah. Say it loud, make it chatty, yeah. Galley crew, we I love you. Today saying, oh no, yeah. No. Overruled. Keep it moving. If not, there's a special spot for you. Black Island. Already out a speedy ride for you on the SS ship of fools. Bye-bye. Get it. Yada.